everyone. Welcome back to the English Echo. We're very happy you're here today. Today, we're going to practice English together in a simple and relaxing way.
We really are. And today, we are going to solve a very big mystery together. It's a problem that, almost every English learner faces.
Oh, definitely. Today, we're talking about the single biggest reason why smart, capable people fail reading exams. And the interesting part is, it's usually not because they lack vocabulary.
Right. It's actually because of a 30-second psychological reaction that just, completely shuts down the brain.
Yeah, it really is a physical reaction. We are going to talk about what happens when you are reading in English and suddenly you just hit a wall. You see a word you do not know.
And we want to show you exactly how to handle that exact moment. Our mission today is to help you build a toolkit.
Exactly. We want you to stay calm, use simple tricks, and actually guess the meaning of new words, almost like a detective.
Because reading in another language can definitely feel overwhelming. But, it doesn't have to be a scary experience. You just need to understand how your brain works.
Right. So let's unpack this panic problem first. Picture this situation, because I think everyone listening knows this feeling perfectly.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
So you are sitting in a quiet room. You are taking an important reading test. The clock is ticking. You're reading a paragraph, feeling okay, and then boom, you see a very long, very difficult word.
A word that just looks like a random mix of letters. You have never seen it in your life.
Exactly. And what happens next is fascinating, but also kind of terrible. Your brain just freezes.
Yeah, your pencil stops moving. You stop reading the story completely. You just stare at this one word.
It's like a loud fire alarm is going off in your head.
The fire alarm is a really great way to describe it. But why do we do this? Why do we treat one unknown word like a loud fire alarm going off in our heads?
Well, I've always wondered that myself. I mean, it feels like a survival instinct or something.
It actually is. When you are under pressure, like during a timed test, your brain is already stressed.
Right.
So there is a part of your brain that is designed to protect you from danger. When you see something you don't understand, that primitive part takes over. It thinks, oh no, this is a threat.
So it literally shuts down the logical reading part of the brain to prepare for danger.
Exactly. It's called cognitive overload. Your brain sends all its energy to the panic center, and it just stops processing the words on the page.
Wow.
You just stare at the word, hoping the dictionary definition will magically appear in your mind. But your brain is just too panicked to think.
That makes so much sense. We panic because we secretly believe a lie. We believe we need to know every single word to understand the text.
Yes, and that brings us to the biggest secret of reading comprehension. Are you ready for it?
Let's hear it.
You are not supposed to know every word.
Really? I have to push back on that a little bit. Even in a high-level advanced exam,
Right.
don't the test makers expect us to know everything?
No, they really don't. Even in the biggest, most difficult exams, a reading test is not just a vocabulary test.
Okay.
It is a test of how well you understand the main idea. In fact, the people who write these exams specifically choose strange, rare words on purpose.
Wait, they do it on purpose? Just to scare us?
Well, they do it to test your reactions. They know you won't recognize every word. They are testing your ability to keep reading anyway.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they want to see if you can manage the unknown without panicking.
Well, that is a huge relief to hear. So if one word will not ruin the whole text, what should you do when you find one?
The first step is to accept that you don't know the word. That is perfectly okay. Then you look at the words around it.
Okay, let's explore that. How exactly do we do that?
We call this idea the context window. I want you to think of a sentence like a small neighborhood.
A neighborhood. Okay.
Right. So you are walking down the street, and you know most of the houses. You know the verbs, the nouns, the grammar.
They're comfortable, familiar houses.
Yes. But then you see one house that is totally dark. It looks strange. You don't recognize it. That is your unknown word.
Right, the scary house.
Exactly. If you just stand there staring at the dark house, you learn nothing. But if you look at the houses to the left and the houses to the right, you start to get clues.
So you look at the whole neighborhood.
Yes, that is your context window.
Yeah.
When you see a new word, ask yourself 3 simple questions.
Okay, I'm taking notes. What is question number 1?
Number 1 is, what is the general topic? Just find the basic subject. Who is doing what?
Got it. Find the main actors. What's number 2?
Number 2 is very powerful. Ask yourself, is this word a positive or a negative thing? Does it feel good or bad?
Oh, that makes sense. You don't need the exact definition if you just know it's a bad thing.
Exactly. Just knowing if a word is positive or negative can often help you choose the right answer. And then there is question 3.
What is question 3?
If I replace this word with a simple word, does the sentence still make sense?
Let's test this out with a real example. Imagine you are reading an article and you see the sentence. The company's report tried to obfuscate the real financial numbers, leaving people confused.
Oh, that is a perfect example. Obfuscate is a very advanced, intimidating word.
It sounds like a medical condition. Most people reading that will just freeze. But let's use your 3 questions. Let's look at the neighborhood.
Okay, question 1. What is the general topic?
Well, the sentence is about a company report and their financial numbers.
Correct. Now, look at the end of the neighborhood. The sentence says the report was leaving people confused.
Right, so the report did something suspicious with the numbers.
Yes, that leads to question 2. Is obfuscate positive or negative?
Well, making people confused about money feels very suspicious. It definitely feels negative.
It absolutely is negative. Now, let's try the third question. Can we remove the scary word and put a simple word in its place?
Let's try the word hide. The company's report tried to hide the real financial numbers, leaving people confused.
Oh, wow. Does the sentence make sense?
It makes perfect sense. Or maybe we could use the phrase mess up. The report tried to mess up the numbers.
Yes. Both of those work perfectly. So without a dictionary, you know what obfuscate means. It means to hide or mess up information.
So it is like looking at a puzzle. Even if one small piece is missing, you can still step back and see the picture.
I agree completely. That is exactly how it works. You just need the context.
Okay, but I have to play the skeptic here. What happens if the neighborhood is completely empty?
What do you mean?
Like, what if the context clues are just too vague? Sometimes a sentence is short and there are no helpful neighbors.
That is a very fair point. When that happens, you start looking inside the house itself. You have to look at the word pieces.
You mean looking at how the word is built?
Yes. Long, scary words in English are usually built from smaller, older pieces.
Yeah.
Especially from Latin and Greek.
So these big words are actually just small words glued together.
Exactly. If you learn these pieces, you can break open a new word like a walnut.
I love that. The outside shell looks hard, but you crack it open and the meaning is right there inside.
Let's slowly explain a few common roots. Let's start with the root mal, M-A-L.
Okay, mal.
In English, mal almost always means bad.
Oh, like a machine having a malfunction?
Yes, function means to work, mal means bad, so it works badly.
What about malnutrition?
Exactly. Nutrition is food. Mal is bad, so it's bad nutrition.
So if I see a huge word I don't know, but it starts with mal, I just say, well, whatever this is, it's something bad.
You instantly have a direction. Now let's look at the opposite. The root for good is bene, B-E-N-E.
Okay, so mal is bad, bene is good. Like a benefit, that is a good thing you receive.
Right. Or a benevolent person. That means they have a good heart.
This is like a secret code. What is another useful root?
Here's a great one. The root, chron, C-H-R-O-N. This piece means time.
Ah, okay, like chronological order. Putting things in the order of the time they happened.
Yes. Let's do one more. Bio, B-I-O. This root means life.
Oh, that's a common one, like biology, the study of life.
You see, when you learn these small roots, you unlock dozens of words at the same time.
But let me ask you a practical question. Is it really better to learn these little pieces? Shouldn't I just try to memorize thousands of whole words?
I really advise against that. Trying to memorize long lists of random words is exhausting.
Yeah, you just forget them anyway.
Exactly. Studying 30 to 40 common roots for just 10 minutes a day is much better. It gives you a system.
Okay, now that we know how to look at parts of words, is there another tool we can use?
Yes. We can also look at the feeling of the whole sentence. We call this reading for tone.
Reading for tone, what does that mean exactly?
It means that reading passages have a voice. They argue, warn, or conclude. If you read for the feeling, unknown words are not dangerous.
How do we figure out the feeling?
We look for signal words. They act like street signs.
So signal words are like turn signals on a car. They tell you where the sentence is going before it gets there.
That's a great way to put it. Let's look at some turn signals. Words like however, but, or yet.
Okay, what do those signals?
They mean a contrast. The story is changing direction. So if the first part is happy and you see, however, you know a problem is coming.
Right, right. What about words like therefore or as a result?
Those words mean a conclusion is coming. Let's try a specific example. Imagine reading this. The local people faced severe unknown word after the settlers arrived.
Yeah, let's be detectives. The structure tells us something happened after settlers arrived. That usually causes conflict.
Right, and they face something severe.
So the unknown word might mean suffering or sadness.
Yes, the exact word does not matter. Knowing it is something bad is enough to answer the question.
Turn signals on a car. I love that.
Now, we need to talk about time. Time is very important, especially in tests.
Oh, time always goes too fast.
It does. And the biggest mistake students make is spending 30 seconds staring at one word, trying to remember the perfect dictionary definition.
30 seconds is a massive waste of time on a test.
It is. So I teach my students the 5-second rule.
The 5-second rule, how does that work?
You give yourself a maximum of 5 seconds. Guess the basic meaning. Is it positive or negative? Is it an action or a thing? Then keep moving.
Wait, I have to push back here. What if the test question asks me about that exact unknown word?
That is actually quite rare. Most tests focus on the main idea.
What if it does happen? If I only spent 5 seconds on it, I won't know the answer.
If it happens, finish the other questions first. Skip it temporarily.
Why is skipping it better?
Because when your brain reads the rest of the text, the missing word often makes more sense later. You get more context.
Oh, I see. You build a bigger picture.
Exactly. A fast guess is much better than wasting time.
Okay, these tricks are great for during a test, but what is the best way to practice before the test?
Well, most people learn vocabulary the wrong way. They memorize random lists of words and definitions.
Yeah, that's what I did in school. It's like trying to learn how to drive a car by just memorizing the names of the car parts. It is not helpful.
That is a perfect analogy. You must learn new words inside full sentences. Your brain remembers stories, not single words.
So how do we practice that daily?
I suggest reading advanced news, science, and history articles every day.
Just everyday reading.
Yes, this is the exact kind of English used in big exams. Getting comfortable with that style is huge.
But how do we remember the new words we find in those articles?
You should use special vocabulary apps, specifically apps that use spaced repetition.
Spaced repetition, how does that work?
They test you on a word right before you are about to forget it.
Oh, so it forces your brain to struggle a bit.
Yes, and that struggle builds a strong memory. Learning 10 words a day this way is much stronger than trying to learn 100 words the night before a test.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly. And I want to remind everyone of a final comforting truth.
What's that?
Even native English speakers do not know every word in academic texts.
Wait, really? Even native speakers?
Yes, the texts are designed to be difficult. The goal is to handle not knowing, stay calm, and keep reading.
That takes so much pressure off.
It really should. You don't have to be perfect.
Well, this has been an incredible conversation. Next time you read something in English and find a word you don't know, ask yourself, am I trying to be a perfect dictionary or am I trying to be a good detective? The best readers are just calm detectives.
Thank you for listening to the English Echo.
Keep practicing English every day.
See you in the next episode.